Hi guys, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Saturday, the 25th of June 2022. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to use the Arthurian Tarot for today's reading. Let's see what the cards have to say about this day. It's interesting because King Arthur and Camelot I always associate with Glastonbury. Glastonbury Festival is happening for the first time in 3 years at the moment. I've been checking it out in the news. And all these characters I always associate with that place. So happy celebrations to everyone who's going to that festival. I hope you have a wonderful time there. I think he's in the south of England somewhere, this thing on the hill. Okay, let's see what the cards have to say about this day and what energy you will be working with today. I'm going to choose 3 cards to see what's going on. Okay, first card is Guinevere, that's the Empress. Then we've got the Ten of Swords. Okay, so Guinevere is about new beginnings and being creative and loving and kind and taking care of other people and the world and making it a better place, because she's giving all this positive energy to people, places and things. And the Ten of Swords is usually about rock bottom. And here we've got this little hut here, and I feel it's about being stuck. So the first sense I get from the cards is that I want to do something new. I feel inspired and motivated, but the world isn't responding in the way I'd like. It's like all these obstacles are being thrown in my way, and I don't feel like I can progress in the way I want to. So potentially there's room for frustration here. But on another level, I think it's about being able to find a way to make a fresh start in the way you think. So let's say in your mind, in the way you perceive yourself and the world and your life, you have a headquarters in your mind. And it's from that headquarters that everything else stems from. So these are the beliefs you hold about yourself. It's your perception of the world, and it's just your own personal ideology and narrative that you've told yourself. With these two, I feel you're able to go into that headquarters of your own mind, and you're able to rearrange the furniture, and you're able to say, I own this thing. This is mine. I get to decide what happens in here and what happens as a result. And then this bird takes off, and you have a very different experience if you change things internally within your mind's eye, within your own way of thinking. And I also feel that something just clicks. Oh, let me not spit. I'm getting so excited that I'm spitting all over the place. No, that you're able to really say, this is my way of seeing, this is my way of thinking, and I'm going to take charge of that, and I'm not going to let myself be terrorized by negative thinking. This is my office here. I built this little yurt or hut or whatever it may be, and I'm going to make sure that I do a spring clean in there. So I feel like you can have a breakthrough when it comes to your own way of thinking. And then finally we have the Two of Grails, which is the Two of Cups, which is the rediscovery of love and joy. And it's about healing. It's an influence that appears on this day that allows you to heal your relationship with yourself, and then gets you back in touch with these feelings of wonder and joy. You know, if you're constantly worried about the bills and what's happening, then if you're walking through the forest and the sunlight is shining through the leaves and it's all beautiful and gorgeous, if you're lost in thought, you can't tap into that. You'll miss it. You won't even be able to see it or enjoy it unless you're in the present moment and you're able to let the world kind of surprise you. And part of that process is knowing that you don't have to control everything, that there are things that are simply given to you, and it's by aligning yourself with good feelings and good thoughts that comes in. It's very difficult to penetrate anything that is already full, you know, and if you're grumbling and if you're full of complaints and unhappiness, then it becomes much harder for any kind of joy or positivity to reach you than if you're open-minded and if you're willing to see what is out there. Of course, that's going to be much easier to reach. Okay, so Guinevere. Guinevere. Okay, so I'm thinking there are a couple of stories in the Camelot thing. Merlin had a girlfriend. I can't remember what her name was, but I don't think it was Guinevere. And then Guinevere, isn't she the one who like runs off with the other knight? I'm not sure. In this case, anyway, the image, we've got this beautiful woman who there's no knight in sight, so I suppose it's irrelevant. But she's spinning something, she's creating some clothing, and she's a woman who's dressed in green. She's got this symbol for Taurus next to her. So this Guinevere, regardless of the story, is someone who is in touch with nature. She uses everything that she has at her disposal, so nothing is wasted. So it almost looks like the things that are growing on these trees here, that's what she's using to create like a fabric. So what she's able to do is she's able to look at her environment and to see how she can adapt certain things to make them work in her favor. So someone else who's just walking around this forest and says, oh, pretty trees, they won't know how to turn that into fabric and cloth so that she can actually clothe herself. But Guinevere knows, and that's what she gives all of us on this day, this practical know-how to take your circumstances and to adapt them in such a way that they actually benefit you. And she does that by simply being herself. The green is about authenticity and being in touch with nature. And she's not trying to pretend, or she's not living in some sort of fantasy land. She sees everything around her, and then it goes through this internal filter that says, how can I make this bigger or more useful? So if you're a creative person, look at what you're trying to create today. You'll find that you have these incredible inner resources that allow you to make something beautiful for yourself. The symbol for Taurus is Earth, and Taurus in astrology is ruled by Venus, the planet of love, beauty, and creativity. 3 in numerology is about communication and new beginnings. So this serves you in many, many ways. You're able to make a fresh start when it comes to relationships and seeing other people and kind of integrating them into your life, either as a friend or as a partner or as a colleague. You're able to make things work in your favor, so you can bring more things into your life. So I have this little Taurus thing in my backyard. I have the partner. I have a beautiful wardrobe. I have the sunlight. I have a comfortable place to sit, all based on my choices and really being an opportunist in the sense that this is what is, and this is what I would like to make it. This is what I can turn it into. So, you may think this is a bit of a stretch here, but she could even use this material and rework it to create a roof on her own house so that she lives in a very comfortable way. So what is it that you want to create? What is it that you want to give life to or breathe life into? That's what Guinevere allows you to do today. The red hair is about passion, and it's really getting exciting about what you've got in life, not what you could have in future, but what you've already got and what you can do with that in the here and now. So it's really gratitude in action, and it allows you to make yourself a lot richer and to, most importantly, to feel rich and abundant within yourself. So the 10 of Swords then, usually that's a man lying face down in the snow with 10 swords stuck in his back. And it's about negative thinking that's piling up to the point where you feel completely debilitated by it and like you can no longer move. Here, it's more about shelter and security. So particularly the negative thoughts that you've adopted and accepted within yourself, we tend to believe things and sometimes protect ourselves or believe negative things, because if we don't protect ourselves, the reality is even worse. So that kind of thinking you're able to let go of and say, do you know what, if I stop protecting myself, if I start to think differently, then maybe I'm going to get a different outcome and I can be much freer in my life. So these two I really love because you're able to kind of redesign your own thinking, and you don't have to feel like such a victim or like you need to hide away from the world or you need to protect yourself. you realize that you're safe, that the world is actually generous and positive and beautiful, and that if you go out into the world, that's where the magic happens. It's very hard to make the magic happen when you're, hidden away in some corner somewhere, lying on your mat, resting and waiting for something to come your way. So the cards are saying that this belief that the world is a good place and that it can offer you a lot of things. One is just as true as thinking it's a bad place. It simply depends on your perspective. And on this day, it's going to serve you much more. And to be fair, like on most other days, it's going to serve you much more to believe that the world is a loving, kind place that has all these wonders and miracles waiting for you, because then you're actually going to engage with the process and you're going to give those good things a chance to come into your life, like the Two of Grails, which is the minor arcana version of the Lovers. And it's a temporary love that's healing and that's meant to be in your life for a particular reason, so that you can feel better and that you can regain your true vision of what the world is and can be. So this means that either there's a new relationship coming your way, or that you have a much more positive relationship with yourself and the world, which allows you to form a much more productive and positive connection than you have in the past. It's the end of isolation and you rejoining the human race as such. And in the process, or because of letting go of negative thinking, you're able to meet people at their level, rather than thinking, oh, there's a hidden agenda here, or I can't trust this person, or I need to withdraw because this is going to hurt me or cause me pain or whatever. It's the ability to trust and to try again. And that then means that the sun shines and the light comes through the trees and everything is illuminated. So it's, you do it first for yourself. I believe the world is a good and sunny and joyous place. And then the world will actually echo that sentiment and prove it to you. But it's not the other way around. It's not, oh, the world is awful and it sucks. Let me go out in the forest. It's going to be very difficult for the world to smash your beliefs. But if you're willing to adapt them and to change them, then it will work with you. Number-wise, we've got 3 and 10 is 13, and 2 is 15. 1 and 5 is 6, and 6 is a temporary opportunity that appears in your life. So it's the rays of sun appearing on this day, in this moment. That's the opportunity. The opportunity is that you can free yourself of your own mental prison, and that you can rejoin the world and other people, and that you can try and live the kind of life that you've always wanted. I think we all have an idealized version of ourselves in our own minds, and then our experiences say, well, that's impossible and I can't do this because of this. This is an opportunity to try again. Have a wonderful day. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website, gregoryscott.com. Click on book your reading on the front page to order your reading with me. I use the tarot, astrology, and numerology in my personal readings. So if you have any questions about your creative talents, or where to go next, or where to move to, or what would work in your favor, or what your true skills and talents are. If you have any questions around life purpose, work, career, relationships, anything at all, please do get in touch with me for a personal reading. And if you like this video, then give it a thumbs up. Please hit subscribe and share the video online. Have an amazing day, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.